Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to talk about some things that I learned throughout the course of my 20s. Guys, I turned 30 in December of 2021, and when I say life just ran by so fast, like I blinked and I felt like 30 was here. But I have enjoyed the ride. I don't have any regrets because I do feel like anything that you endure within your life, it helps to mold you into the person that you're meant to be, depending on if you take the time and you learn from the hardships or from the situations which you've encountered. So with that being said, the first thing that I've learned is that you can learn something from everyone. I remember going through a phase in my life where I saw negative people as the type of person that couldn't really teach me anything, because in my thought process it was, okay, so you ended up here and you're unhappy, therefore whatever you did to get there, you really can't tell me anything different, because if not, you would have done better for yourself. Well, that is completely not true. You can learn something from everyone. And what's more so in specific, a person who is really negative, a person who is a downer, or it may even be a person who, tries to shoot down like your dreams or your goals, you can learn something from them. You can learn how not to take the steps to be in the same situation that they're in. That's the way I look at them. As they allude to their thought processes and what they think and what they feel, listen, I'm not saying to adapt to those thought processes, but what I am saying is soak in on how to make sure you're not becoming a replica of that person. In addition, and this ties back into the importance of being able to learn from others, don't be prideful. If you need help with something, if it's something that you do not understand, feel free to expand your social circle, network, collaborate with people who have greater access to resources that you do not have, because that can be so beneficial and impactful in the long run for your future and your goals that you're going to set for yourself. Now, with that being said, I'm not saying to go around asking for handouts. However, wisdom and information that you can learn and garner from other people, yes, by all means necessary. Get that. Your wealth is where your knowledge is, and that's irrespective of any career that you're in. That's life, period. The third thing that I've learned is it's okay to be humble, but at the same time, it's more than okay to affirm yourself, because we live in a society to where if you don't affirm yourself, if you're not confident within yourself, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to have anybody to do that. So when you get up in the morning and you see yourself, yes, talk your talk. Look at yourself. Find things that you love about you that make you unique. And that will definitely help you to start your day on a positive note. It'll make your self-esteem shoot through the roof. And in addition, when you step outside of your comfort zone, which is your home, when you transition into society, you're not fazed by it. Because self-perception is key. Who you are internally can reflect who you are on the outside. So it's important to be not only healthy physically, but you have to feed your mental psyche. You have to feed your emotions. You have to feed your mental capacity, things that are good for it, because it is highly important to who you are, and not just you, but to those who surround you. And I often say that you can't pour from an empty cup. So if you're not feeding yourself, you're not going to be able to extend yourself to anyone else if it's nothing there. And that goes from your kids, your family, to even your social circles. Make sure you're taking care of you. The next important thing that I've learned, that it is okay to take a mental health day. And I feel like I'm talking a lot about mental awareness and mental health in this video, but it is very important. And these are things that are such, or they're so overlooked within, I feel like, my Black community. And someone needs to take the time to address them, because they are highly important. So that being said, it's very important to hustle. I get that. It's very important to make sure that that money bag is going to chase you. I don't say chase the bag, because because when I think of chasing a bag, that means that the money is running away from you. So it's important for that money bag to chase you. But at the same time, it's important to make sure that you are psychologically set for the opportunities that will come your way. Because if you are discombobulated, dysfunctional here, you can't really operate in a space to where you can make things excel or enhance for yourself. So with that being said, unplug. And unplug means to unplug from social media, unplug from TV. Take the time to sit with yourself, get to know yourself, love yourself, and discover what things do you really find interesting? What things, do you really want to pour your time into? And how can you expand within that capacity? Because that is to a mental break. It allows you to step away from who you are right now, what you're doing, and engage within a new direction to better yourself. And I think that's so very important. Something else that I've learned within my 30s is that you don't have to know it all. You don't have to have everything figured out for every last step. But at the same time, it is important to get up and do that first step. And so I feel like that, is a lot of the problem. A lot of people lay out every last thing, and then when opposition comes, they don't really know how to handle it because they didn't plan for it. Well, you can't necessarily see everything that's going to come your way. But once you've set a goal for yourself and you've set a plan to attain that goal, even though opposition may appear, you need to have reinforcements in place, a backup plan in place, rainy day fund in place to go around it so you can continue to persist towards the goal that you set for yourself. And I hope that I am articulating that in a way where it's coming off across as being able to be interpreted. All right, the next thing that was very important that I learned over the course of my 20s is surrounding yourself with like-minded people, or those who are moving within a positive direction, people who have good energy, people who want to pour into you and not just take away from you. And so with that being said, I have reached a place in my life where if it costs me my peace, it's too expensive. And I'm just going to be honest. I am zero foolishness. I am zero BS. I do not have time for it. And I will not expand my capacity to make time for it, if I'm being honest with you. My energy is valuable to me, and I want to invest it within avenues and within things that bring happiness and joy to me, and rather than things that could drain me. So with that being said, I am a solution-based person. A lot of people who have tuned into my channel probably can already tell that. Now, with that being said, things do come up in life that are unplanned, and we kind of just talked about this in the last thing that I've learned. But the thing about it is, I'm not one of those people who will find something wrong and complain about it and stay within the situation. Before I do that, I really not even say that it bothers me. But I'm the type of person, when there is an issue at hand, I'm going to address that issue. But at the same time, best believe I'm going to have a plan, or I'm going to be in the process or developing a plan or asking for help to get a plan garnered for me to move past it. An example of that, and this does not apply to me, if you're in a career field where you feel like you're undervalued, you feel like you're underpaid, you feel like, this ain't right, and da-da-da-da-da. I get that, and you may have bills, you may have children to take care of, I understand that. But yet at the same time, rather than staying within that same position for 10 to 15 years, you need to figure out a way to either enhance within that particular career, or you need to create an exit plan. Not necessarily from the career in general, but the exit plan may say, hey, I need to move from this institution over here because they're not seeing my gifts. They're not seeing what I bring to the table. Let me take these talents to somewhere to where they'll be valued, because I know my worth and I'm going to be paid for it. But that's just an example. And that same thought process could be applied to numerous ideologies, The same thing when it comes down to relationships. And my friends know me very well. I'm the girl who will listen to you vent. I'm the girl who will hear what you said. I'm the girl that will, hear you say that, you're done with it. Well, after you've gotten all that out, they know, okay, this is a problem. What's going to be your solution? Okay, so we got this on the table. And the reason why I bring it up is like, if you're complaining about a person, he did this, he won't stop cheating, he da. And I ain't going to put up with this no more. And you've been saying you're not going to put up with this anymore. And this is the 7th year you're putting up with him. So anyway, I feel like I'm rambling on that, but I believe you get what I'm saying. The next thing that I have learned moving forward is that don't be afraid to acknowledge what it is that you bring to the table. If you are surrounded by a person who makes you feel as if you have to hide your gifts, hide your self-confidence, hide the things that you've been blessed with, you don't need to be around those people. I'm just being honest. And if you disagree with me, please drop it in the comments down below. Again, like I said, if it costs me my peace, it's too expensive. But my goal in life is to surround myself with boss women who have what I have, and honestly, who have more than what I have. Not so I can leech off of them, but so I can learn from them, so I can gain access to the resources and to the wisdom that they had to show me how they propelled themselves to get to the level for which I desire for myself. And if you're around a person who wants you to dim their light because it makes them feel inferior, well, you need to take you and your light on elsewhere, or either lock your door and leave that person on the other side of it. Now, I'm not saying to cut off all family members, cut off everybody, because it's long at the top. That's not what I'm saying, because you live in a society to where you're going to need people. But at the same time, be conscious of how much time and energy you're giving to people who may not want to move within the same direction of you as you or greater, because who you surround yourself with is a reflection of yourself. Be mindful of that. And the last thing that I want to discuss that I've learned is somebody's always watching. Even when you think someone's not paying attention to you, you could be flipping burgers at McDonald's. You could be frying chicken at KFC. Side note, do you know I went to my local KFC and those people had the nerve to tell me that they were out of chicken? How you specialize in chicken but you out of chicken now? But anyway, the point is, people are always watching, even when you don't think that they are. So carry yourself in a way in which you are always proud of the representation that you're giving of yourself. And that doesn't just include your attitude as well as your persona, but as well as your physical appearance. Making sure that you're being well groomed. And I'm not saying that you got to put on Louis Vuitton and Gucci, but carrying yourself in a way that is decent, that is sustainable, that is of good reflection of who it is that you admire to be. A person that you would want to see yourself as consistently. All right, guys. So anyway, those are some of the top things that I have learned at the. I almost forgot. One more. Yes. It's important to set a standard and set expectations for yourself, personally and professionally, because if you don't, you can easily be pushed into situations that you don't want to be in, because you didn't set boundaries. And I'm not saying boundaries in a way to keep everybody out, but healthy boundaries in a way to give yourself the leeway to be you. I carry myself in a highly professional manner. My personal business is my personal business. I keep that out of the office. I'm open to a certain extent because I am a person. I'm not a robot, but I do believe in having professional boundaries there for you to respect me in this professional environment. With that being said, everyone does not treat that the same within their workplace, and so there's a danger to that. For a person who wants to be promoted, a person who wants to transition, well, guess what? You're showing the public who you are. You're showing your work environment who you are. So if you're presenting the home girl and we cut these corners and we gonna and now somebody been watching the whole time. Be mindful of that. Comes down to relationships, especially women. Set your expectations and your standards for that man up front, so everybody knows what's expected. Period. The relationship will transition a whole lot better if he's transparent and you're transparent, versus you feeding into whatever it is that he wants you to do because you're trying to hold on to him. Because guess what? If you start off that way, you're going to be forever trying to hold on to him. Now, I'm not saying not to compromise. You always compromise in a relationship. It's give and take. Don't be selfish. But at the same time, have an opinion, have a voice. So years later, it won't be, I've been pent up being who it is that you want me to be. No, you knew who you was getting from the jump. This is me, okay? Love it. Yeah, so those are the things that I learned within my 30s. Please comment down below some things that you may have learned within your 30s too. As I said, I am still learning, I'm still growing, I'm still evolving. And as long as we are humans, that is something that we will continue to partake within as long as we're on this earth and we want to become better versions of ourselves. And that's my goal every day. It's part of my prayer that I become a better version of myself today than what I was yesterday. All right, so thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for watching on this channel. Have a great day. Bye.